Hi everyone, I am Anonymous Traveler. Today, I will talk about the first element of a survival strategy for Kali Yuga. From my previous lecture, I said I came up with a system of 4D as the survival strategy for the age of Kali Yuga. Those are number 1, discipline, number 2, drop, number 3, disengage, number 4, detach. And the common characteristics that combines these four is the cultivation of attitude toward life. And today, I will talk about the first D, which is discipline, because this is the basic foundation of everything. And this approach will be beneficial for you no matter what kind of philosophical or spiritual leaning you have. You might be an atheist or agnostic or worshipping ancient Norse gods such as Odin or Thor, etc., etc. Those who are aware of the current deterioration or collapsing of higher and nobler aspect of this world, they are solar navigators. Solar navigators are the people who still have higher impulse in them, aiming for the higher things, aiming for the stars, aiming for the sun. In other words, they are the people who navigate or travel to the sun or the star. And that's why I call them solar navigators. And my survival strategy will be beneficial for all of them, regardless of their philosophical or spiritual leanings. Now, what do you think when you heard the word discipline? There are many interpretations, but I am going to focus on its aspect of building a certain structure or mental attitude. Discipline is a process of following a specific routine of your choice and stick to that no matter what. It can be about anything. And in my case, I chose dietary habit and started from there. And during this process of pursuing discipline, what is going on under your conscious mind is you are building a basic structure or foundation for your mental survival. Or we can call it building a basic immunity against the poison of this world. This mental foundation is a structure that responds to various stimuli from this world in a certain way. This mental structure or mental attitude is like developing mental muscle response pattern or mental nervous system response pattern. In a way, the mind's reaction toward various stimuli of this world is like flexing a muscle in a certain way. In other words, you can train it and make a new reaction system as if it's your second nature. Most people tend to go for what others follow without any question. Their way of moving their mind muscle is only comprised of two things. One is grasping and the other is pushing away solely based on whether something is sweet or bitter. If something looks sweet or majority of other people are chasing after it, their mind will try to grab a hold of that something without any question. The other case is the exact opposite but the same mechanism. If something looks bitter, or majority of other people are not liking it, then their mind will try to push it away without any question. In a reasonably decent world, this pattern would not be too harmful. However, we are not living in a decent world. We are living in the time of Kali Yuga, where things are collapsing, deteriorating, and falling apart. So, just following what the general public are following is dangerous in this time we are living in. Let me give you an example. It's like you are living in a world where science has not discovered yet regarding the connection between eating too much sugar and diabetes. And in this world, most people have diabetes. And they enjoy eating a lot of sugar because they don't see the connection between sugar consumption and diabetes. However, you are very observant and realized that there must be a connection between those two, but nobody would believe you. They call you crazy for making such a connection. You realized that sugar is not good for your diabetes, yet everyone around you are addicted to sugar and always chasing after more and more sweet taste. And they are laughing at you because you are somewhat reluctant to indulge in the sweet taste of sugar. But you realized that it's them who are wrong about sugar and its sweet taste. You came to aware sugar is really bad for your diabetes, but in the world you are living in, nobody believes in such science and they don't see the connection between eating sugar and the diabetes. So, you decided to go against popular response to sugar, which means with discipline, you are practicing to refuse the sweet taste of sugar or limit its consumption to a reasonable degree because you know it only offers few minutes of pleasure but deteriorate your body and make things worse for you. While you are keep pursuing this discipline, your mental reaction or reflex system toward such sweet stimuli changes. So in a way, you are readjusting your mental structure. With this practice of discipline, you are rearranging your mind or spiritual muscle to react in a certain way. This is really important benefit of cultivating the discipline. Since we are living in the age of Kali Yuga, where all the higher and nobler aspect of the human world is collapsing and breaking apart, to stand our ground in the middle of this situation, one must increase mental immunity or spiritual immunity against destructive and degenerate force around us. Mental immunity or spiritual immunity is not something you can buy or get as a gift from some savior from heaven. This immunity has to come from within oneself, and the principal mechanism to build up this basic immunity against destructive force of this dark time is strengthening your inner mental reflex or reaction system in a certain way using discipline as your tool. It is like first you build your foundation or structure because everything is collapsing. In a way, you are turning yourself into a strong fortress or underground bunker. And this process is the first foundation of the survival strategy in this time of Kali Yuga. And with this first D, discipline, as our foundation, we are moving on to the second D, which is drop or dropping. That means literally drop something you have been carrying all along. And I will discuss this second D, drop part, in my next lecture on Kali Yuga survival strategy. Thanks for listening and all the best.